Hello once again, Niner Faithful, and welcome back to another episode of 49ers Playbook on the channel that's trying to answer the whys and hows of the game. First, thank you so much to our Patreon members. You are what makes this channel possible, the ones who are able to take this channel upwards and onwards. If you'd like to support the channel, please consider becoming a member of our Patreon. We have some ambitious goals, and each Patreon supporter brings us one step closer. The 49ers Cowboys Sunday Night Football matchup was billed as a potential big-time playoff preview, and it turned into a complete rout by the home team. San Francisco completely dominated in every phase of the game from beginning to end. So to keep things sorted and with so many good things to cover, we're going to have a video today covering the offense and another one tomorrow covering the defense. Led by strong performances by Fred Warner, Brock Purdy, and fantastic game plans by Kyle Shanahan and Steve Wilks, the 49ers showed the league they're on a different level than anyone else. A level you can reach if you head over to manscaped.com and use promo code JD49 to get 20% off and free shipping. Check out the newest tool to the Manscaped lineup, the Handyman. It's a compact electric razor featuring stainless steel foil blades, and it's also waterproof for easy cleaning, and that means you can take care of all your shaving needs in the shower. It's got Manscaped's legendary skin-safe technology, features ultra-fast charging where you can get up to an hour of runtime in just 5 minutes. It also has a battery life indicator so you can make sure you don't run out of battery halfway through a shave, and has a magnetic blade cover so you don't have to worry about breaking off those flimsy tabs most razors have. Check it out today at manscaped.com and make sure to use promo code JD49 to get 20% off and free shipping. That's manscaped.com and promo code JD49. You're watching Johnny Dell's Football Academy. Right from the get-go, we saw how Brock Purdy was on his game. The guy is playing out of his mind. He's always making good decisions and taking care of the ball. So this is first down after a face mask penalty, and we start out by motioning Juice out late, and it reveals zone coverage. With a 4-deep shell, the Cowboys are in cover 4. In cover 4, the Cowboys are looking to keep 4 over 3 and 3 over 2. This is where Purdy deciding where to go with the ball is key. To the 3 receiver side, we're going to clear it out and have McCaffrey on a choice route, something we did a ton against Arizona the previous week. On the other side, you're going to run Juice on a wheel route and then have Ayuk on a lookie route. For Purdy, he's going to read the Mike, Van Der Esch, and where he goes, he'll work the other side. At the snap, he reads Van Der Esch work to the 3 receiver side to bracket McCaffrey, and he delivers a strike to Ayuk. Then when you're facing someone who's real familiar with what you're doing, you have to vary up what you do. One thing we run a lot is a drift concept, where you run a play action fake and then hit a drift route over the middle. We run this with Ayuk or Debo. Here we'll run Debo on a drift route and then have Ayuk on an out route. This may not seem like a big deal, being that it's a short completion, but it's a tendency breaker for 1, and 2, Purdy has to fake the run by turning to his left, then flip his hips all the way around and work to a throw on an out route on the opposite side. That's a whole lot harder than people would think for a quarterback to do, but Purdy makes this stuff look effortless. We then finish off the drive with George Kittle's first of 3 touchdowns on the day. So the Cowboys are in man coverage and they're playing a man match on the number 3. And what does that mean? There are some rules here where if Kittle goes short and outside, Van Der Esch will pick him up. If he breaks inside, they'll pass it off and Van Der Esch will zone and Marquise Ball will pick him up. If he goes vertical, the safety will pick him up. This is great route design. Kittle will shave outside and break at 12 yards. Bell is reading for an inbreaker. Once he sees Kittle with an outside release and pass deeper than 10 yards, he's going to peel his eyes off Kittle, and George will break free across the back of the end zone. Purdy does a nice job holding Bell with his eyes, and when he feels the pressure, he doesn't panic. He climbs the pocket, keeps himself in a throwing position, and hits Kittle for the touchdown. Great design and great execution. One thing we saw from the offense was the run game was able to get those frustrating chunk gains, those 7 and 8 yard gains that put the defense in such a bind, and we were able to do it with both McCaffrey and Jordan Mason. What you saw was the physicality of the 49ers was just too much for the Cowboys. Normally I'm talking scheme on scheme, but this is just an example of a team being stronger at the point than the other. If we look at the all 22 angle, this is our wide zone, but look at the movement the line gets on the interior of Dallas's line. Mason is able to hit the line with a full head of steam, and the line has moved 3 yards off the ball already. So it's a smashing 7-yard run. This happened over and over again in the game. You'll then see the effect of the physicality as we get a first down through the air. From the end zone, you can see how condensed Dallas's front was. They brought Van Der Esch down over Debo, almost treating him like a tight end. They're selling out so hard on the run that you'll get Juice wide open off a slide concept. Then, coming out after holding Dallas off the McCaffrey fumble, we're going to get some razzle-dazzle for a touchdown. And this is where Kyle is so good at attacking a coach if he sticks too much to his tendency. Quinn has played a lot of single high man coverage on first down, so we're going to make this look like a wide zone and reverse while clearing out with Brandon Ayuk. And that's going to get Jaron Kearse really turned around and have his eyes off his man, George Kittle, who slips out for the touchdown. But let's also look at the throw Purdy makes with a guy coming right at him. He doesn't flinch, ever. Back on offense, we're going to get a chunk gain to Ayuk, and again, I want to highlight the things that Kyle Shanahan does to get favorable matchups versus what a team does on defense. So the Cowboys are in cover 3 zone, and the way Quinn plays his cover 3, the outside corner will match anything vertical. And then the curl flat will have to match any vertical turning route from the number 2. So we're going to run a nice variation on a dagger concept here. Normally, you'd see a seam route from the inside receiver, paired with a dig or deep in from the outside. Here, we're going to have McLeod run a clearing route, and then have Ayuk have a switch release and run a dig. This way, you've effectively put your best route runner on Jaron Kearse, a safety, and we get a chunk gain. But you're seeing how the design of Kyle is switched up versus the opponent to run a play we run each and every week, but varied up to attack the specific defense we're facing this week. But Kyle Shanahan has a knack for calling screen passes at the perfect times, when teams get over-aggressive against the pass. Here we catch Dallas trying to run a stunt to the offense's left, and we hit them with a screen for a big chunk gain that sets up the offense for their 3rd touchdown of the game. But again, I want to emphasize the physicality in the run game. Here we're running what most systems would call duo. Sometimes it's called power no puller. It's an inside zone with man principles. The difference between this and an inside zone is an emphasis on vertical movement by the line. So you'll get double team blocks with vertical movement like you would get from a power run. Again, look at the movement of the line of scrimmage by the offensive line. And then Jordan Mason is a bowling ball, knocking out both Brendel and the guy he's blocking. Then Christian McCaffrey keeps the scoring streak alive. This is a split zone, which is something I covered on 2 of our touchdowns last week, but it's another physical run. Coming out of the half, we're going to get an absolutely beautiful play from Brock Purdy. So the Cowboys are going to have Gilmore travel over Ayuk. With a single safety, this looks like cover 1 man. Then we bring Juice in motion and you'll see the safety shift. To the 3 receiver side, we're going to clear out with Kittle on a choice route. That's the side you want to work against the single high. On the backside, we're going to have Ayuk on a deep in route and McCaffrey on a choice out China. At the snap, you'll see the safety continue to a quarters position as they're in cover 6 buzz, which is a middle of the field open defense. So now Purdy wants to work the 2 receiver side. He reads the drop of the safety and immediately moves to his 2 receiver side. You can see how the quarter side was able to lock up the choice clear, and Purdy is going to drop an absolute dime of a throw to the backside. It's a layered throw over the outstretched arms of Van Der Esch and into the void of the zone. That's such a great play. This next sequence is so stinking good, I've got to cover it. It's 3rd and 4. Dallas is showing cover 4 pre-snap. They want to sell a middle of the field open defense and are going to shift post-snap into cover 3 buzz, where you'll bring a safety down from a high look. They're trying to bait Purdy into a throw over the middle. On the 3 receiver side, we're going to clear out and have Kittle on an angle route, and then have McCaffrey on a choice out China. On the 2 receiver side, you're going to have what Kyle calls a banner, which is a variation on a smash concept with a corner route paired with a choice out China. Watch this safety at the snap. He's going to take a widen step. Again, he's trying to drop like a deep safety zone to throw off Purdy's read of the defense and then drive inside. But now you have Ayuk on Igbenogage, who just came in the game, who wants to sit on something short, being 3rd and 4. But this is just pretty good. He doesn't look just to try and get the short route for the first down. He looks to Ayuk, who beats the corner, and Purdy throws an absolute dime again for a huge gain that's unfortunately negated by a holding call. But I wanted to point all that out so we see these in sequence. So after the penalty, it's 3rd and 14. Coming out now, the Cowboys are going to show a middle close defense with a single safety. To the 2 receiver side, we're going to have a Chevy concept with a post route paired with an out route. To the 3 receiver side, we have a dagger concept with a seam route paired with a dig or deep in. At the snap, you'll see the Cowboys back out into Tampa 28. It's Tampa 2 zone with an 8-man drop. The dagger is what will work here, as the seam route will run off the mic and open up the dig in behind it. Again though, this is about post-snap work by Purdy. It just doesn't faze him. He sees the safety rotation, reads Van Der Esch take the seam route, and hits Debo perfectly in stride. Purdy makes this look so effortless, but we don't always appreciate how good this is. From the end zone, look where Debo is when the ball is in the air. I think we underappreciate the timing it takes to hit this ball in stride this far downfield. This is one of those throws you show your friends when they say yak isn't a quarterback stat. Then George Kittle gets his 3rd touchdown of the game. Again, I really like the design of this play. Quinn loves to play man coverage in the red zone, and we're going to start out by bringing Juice in motion. Instead of having Kirsch try and work late through all the traffic, the safety swap, and we're going to go with a run fake, run Warner on an over route, Juice on a flat route, and then have Kittle on a corner post. Because you've got Kearse, their most aggressive safety, shifted late, he bites on the run fake. And look at the anticipation by Purdy. Once he sees Kittle has gotten behind his man, he's going to lay this out there for the touchdown. The way he operates this offense is just silky smooth. Back on offense, we again just move the ball. This is after the Prescott interception and the run game picked up a first down. It's 2nd and 10, so Dallas goes to a softer coverage. They have 2 safeties and are in Tampa too. This again is such good design by Kyle Shanahan. We're going to have a clearing route down the seam to clear out the Mike. You then have Ayuk on a corner route and McCaffrey on a Texas return. What makes this such great design is that the way the hook in Tampa is coached to play, if you get a vertical from the number 3 that the Mike will have to match, the hook needs to drive on anything in breaking from the number 2. So by having McCaffrey on a Texas return that will break in and then out, you work the hook inside and get an isolated stretch on the outside cloud defender. So Purdy takes a snap, sees the safety split, reads the cloud who drops on Ayuk's corner and gets it to McCaffrey. It's making all the plays that are there to be made. It just makes this offense look so tough to stop, and it's about getting your playmakers in space. So trying to make something, the Cowboys are going to gamble a little here. They're bringing in 5-man rush. They're in cover 1 man, and they're trying to push Purdy to get the ball out quick. And Van Der Esch will pick up anything quick inside from Jennings, but if he goes vertical, he will lurk, and the safety will pick him up. We're going to have Jennings on a deep out route, then have McCaffrey on a quick out, and Debo on a now route. You want to hit Debo here. We saw Jimmy so many times sling this into the now route, but here's where Purdy just has a different processor than probably the vast majority of NFL quarterbacks. He works Van Der Esch, seeing him pass Jennings off, he knows he wants this route and lays this ball out there. Again, Jennings isn't even out of his break when Purdy is in his windup. This is not stuff you see from a guy making less than 16 starts. Debo is the primary on this play. The vision and decision making that Purdy has is not normal. This is not normal stuff. He's playing at a ridiculously high level. People want to say it's the system, it's the weapons. He is making high-level plays look routine. Later on the drive, after a series of short runs, Juice almost gets a touchdown on a screen pass. Again, great design. I know I keep saying this, but to understand what it means when people say Kyle is such a good play designer, we have to go through what makes these plays such good design. So like I said earlier, Quinn likes to play man in the red zone. So you have Kittle on an offset strong I, with Debo and Kittle on Juice's side. You're going to run them vertical to pull their cover guys with them. You then fake a run to the weak side to pull the lurk and middle safety and McCaffrey's man. So now you're isolating that screen on Juszczyk's man. So as the play develops, you see how now you have numbers to block for the screen. And Juice nearly gets in for the touchdown. Then on the second play of the fourth quarter, we're going to run one of my favorite plays, Spider 2Y Banana. This is an old West Coast offense play. Your fullback is going to fake like he's going to block the defensive end, then release into the flat, and the running back will replace on the D end. Then your tight end is going to run a corner route, but Dwelly falls down on this play. Juice is the primary here, and it works just like it's been drawn up for decades as they leave Juice completely uncovered on the play. Then after another Dak interception, Jordan Mason breaks a big run to drop 42 on the Cowboys. This is our toss zone, so it's an outside zone with a wider landmark. Kittle and Juice work to get enough of Parsons and Trent throws an Olay block on Van Der Esch. But watch Jordan Mason break Malik Hooker's ankles on the cut through the hole for the touchdown. Let's also give big props to Spencer Burford on his block on Damon Clark. Well, faithful, understand that by the time this all happened, there was still nearly 14 minutes left in the game when Jordan Mason crossed the goal line. This was as dominant a performance from the offense as you'll see. They ran the ball, they threw the ball, they protected Brock Purdy, and they scored touchdowns. In the end, this game wasn't even close. Brock Purdy needs to seriously be in the conversation for MVP. He's not just doing things well in the system, he's doing things well. Stay tuned for the defensive breakdown coming tomorrow, and as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Niners.